What does patriotism or nationalism look like in your typical Western country like Canada over here? Doesn't look pretty for its citizens, that's for sure. So Christine over here, she's a Paralympian for Canada. She represented Canada, raised in Canada. It's part of the team raising Canada's international profile, and she also served in the Canadian Armed Forces and is a veteran. So basically, she served her country, even though it's not a combative role. She worked in the Canadian Armed Forces, supporting Canada's soldiers and troops. So that's a good thing if you're a Canadian citizen, helping your country regardless of your political beliefs. So, but this is how heartless Canada is. And this is just how nationalistic or unnationalistic Canada is. Telling a veteran and a Paralympian to just kill herself, do assisted suicide over a wheelchair ramp in her house. So the government is supposed to take care of its veterans who are disabled and also take care of its citizens who have whatever medical health problems and need assistance. So this government bureaucrat in Canada told her to do assisted suicide over her pain and suffering of not having a wheelchair ramp in her home. This is just totally inappropriate and just overstepping. This is how government bureaucrats in Canada and other Western countries seriously care about their own ordinary citizens. And this is no Christine over here is no ordinary Canadian citizen. She's basically high profile because she's a Paralympian and she's also a former member of the Canadian Armed Forces. She is a veteran who contributed to her country, but this is how she gets treated. So, if somebody with a high profile who contributed to her country, regardless of her beliefs or other people's political beliefs or about colonialism or whatever, she made her fair contribution to her country, believing what she's doing is right for her country, and this is how she gets treated. But just think about, she's someone with a high profile. Just think about your ordinary Canadian citizen or permanent resident of Canada, how they get treated. This is just unacceptable, and this would never happen in any logical country like China. Olympians and Paralympians in China get a free condo and 1 million renminbi cash, so they get treated well, and there's no assisted dying or whatever in China. And this is just deranged. I'm gonna come up with a whole bunch of other stories in the media in the last 2 years about how bad Canadian citizens are being treated in Canada. But this is just one of the examples. But this one just didn't get enough media coverage as well. In China, people, I just mentioned, free condo and a boatload of cash. That's how well people in China get treated, but not in Canada. Canada, they just leave people out to dry. They're heartless, and this is nationalism and patriotism in Canada. People in Canada, Canadians and whatever, no longer believe in themselves, no longer believe in their country, and this is just sad. This is Canada is seriously the worst place to immigrate to if you're not Canadian or permanent resident of Canada. Right? Don't immigrate to Canada. You're just gonna waste all your money, blow all your life savings, and get nothing and return home empty-handed.